Well lads, this is just going through the airplane video for onshape. So you can go create a document, call it airplane. We're going to load into our sketching area. The three things that we're going to work on today is choosing an appropriate sketch plane. So we're going to choose the top plane, hiding the front and the right. The other things that we're going to work on is creating a rough shape of the airplane. So just having the correct angles and the correct shape of the airplane. However, it doesn't have to be the exact dimension. After that, we're going to work on adding dimensions in a different way that I'll show you soon, and also how you can add dimensions to angles. So where two lines meet, or where some lines meet in your drawing, you can dimension them in a particular way and create angles. So once we've got those two things done, hiding the front and hiding the right, we can then change the camera angle to start drawing on the top plane. So we're going to click the sketch button to begin sketching, and we're going to tell it that we want to draw on the sketch plane. So you should have this sketch 1 opened up, and if any time in this video you're lost, or you think you might want to have had me go over something a little bit slower, I suggest you just go back in the video and watch it again, or go back in the video and maybe slow down the speed of the video using the settings. So the setting button on your video playing on YouTube. So I'm new to this, so I'm developing as well, making these videos. So we're going to have to figure out which of these commands we're going to use to start drawing our airplane. So really what we're going to use is our line. Always we're going to start drawing from this origin point, and the first line I'm going to draw is this horizontal line across, and I'm going to make it, just for the sake of dimension and stuff, I'm going to press escape, so I have my cursor highlighted, escape on my keyboard, and I'm going to press this dimension. I'm going to highlight him. So this is the new way of dimensioning. You can, instead of highlighting this line, just clicking it like we've been doing, I'm going to press escape on my keyboard so that dimension isn't highlighted anymore. I'm going to go press point to point in order to start dimensioning. So I've just selected the 2 points that make up that line to dimension it. So I'm going to put this down as 145. I'm going to go to my second line, so I'm going to hit my line again. Once I'm happy at 145, I'm going to draw my second line. So this is the part of just drawing the shape very roughly. So this line here that's vertical is actually supposed to be 30, but we're just going to go with around 30, okay? So it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to draw a vertical line up. It could be any length, but make it around 30, okay? After that, we're going to draw a horizontal line, which is around 10. This next line, guys, is going to be at an angle, so it can't be behind, it can't be down, and don't have it too far forward. Just make it at an angle a little bit shy of the bottom baseline. After that, guys, we're going to do a horizontal line to around midway. So this is around midway of that 145 line. I'm going to click that in to make the fourth line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth line. After we've drawn our fifth line, lads, we're going to plan our line so it's a little bit behind this fifth line. So a little bit behind it. Click it in, and we're going to draw a horizontal line. Make it around 10 or 12, and a horizontal line will make up our seventh line. We're going to bring this back, lads, so it's completely horizontal and a little bit in front of its brother over there. So the wing is going to be made up of this little bit in front. After that, guys, we're going to do a horizontal line nearly to the front of the airplane, making up around 3/4 of this 145. So there's about 3/4 of the 145, and I'm going to just click in that ninth line, okay? And after we've done our ninth, we're going to draw, this one's a wee bit tricky, so what we've got to do is we've got to draw a line which protrudes or goes just a bit ahead of our 145 at an angle. So it can't be in line, it can't be above, it has to be just a bit below at an angle. So that there will suit me. And after that I'm going to press escape on my keyboard so I just have my cursor selected. So that will allow me now to select any of these shapes. I could dimension, I could do different things, but I'm going to select my line and I'm going to do my final line vertically up. You could do it just until your line here, or vertically up like this. And then I'm going to use one of my tools, press escape, so I can highlight now one of my tools. And the tool I'm going to use is my trim. Use my trim to trim off these two bits of the lines that I'm not happy with. Okay, so we're not happy just yet with our shape. We want to start dimensioning it. And we're going to dimension it with our dimensioning tool. So we're going to put in, instead of just clicking and dragging out, we're going to click the 2 points that make up this back line. So click this point and this point, let go and press drag over. We're going to type in 30. For this line here, instead of just clicking and dragging out, we're going to click, drag out now and press in 10. So this is just a better practice way of doing dimensioning. Give that an enter. Guys, after that we've got other dimensions. So we've got the distance from this line and this line. So we can select any of these points along this line. So I'm going to select this point here, and then same with this, we can select any of these points. So I'm going to just go here, click this one and drag him out. Now you could drag it out and create an angle, which we don't want to do. We want to just drag him horizontally out, and we want to click it in and make him 10. Okay, so after that's done, we want to sort out the height of this wing. So the height of this wing can be changed by clicking my point here, and instead of it being, for me it's 40, drag it out, I'm going to make it 60. And once that's 60, lads, you can start putting in some last few dimensions here. So the distance from this part of the wing, this corner part, and this part, well, he's not letting me, so we won't worry about that for the meantime. I'm going to press escape, my apologies, dimension, and I'm going to just change a few more dimensions. So we want to sort this line out. So we're going to sort them out by pressing this and this, those 2 points, and we're going to make it 30. And once that's made 30, we've got one final thing that we want to dimension. So we want to make these, as if there was a line there, we want to dimension the distance here between these 2 points. So I'm going to click this point and click this point and bring him down and make him 35. Okay, so we're nearly done this. We have to just kind of, we've showed you how the new way of kind of dimensioning, and I've got one last thing that I need to show you. So we need to create some angles in this shape. So there's an angle of 30 degrees, 60 degrees and 15 degrees that we have to sort out. And I'm going to show you probably the simplest one first. So we'll go with the biggest angle, which is 75 degrees. So we've got 75, 60, 30 and 15. So let's go with the 75. So if you click just kind of the opposite of what we were doing there with the points to dimension the size of something. If you click 2 lines, so I'm going to click the angle that these create. So this guy and this guy. You are then able to create, once I click that a third time, you're able to create an angle. And the angle I want to create here is not 65, whatever that was, it's 75. So that'll change kind of the shape a wee bit, and that's why we have to put in our sizes first before we put in our angles. And after that, guys, I'm going to just create a little angle between this guy and this guy at the bottom. And instead of it being 57, I'm going to make it 60. And then some final things we're going to do here, lads. I'm going to click this slanted line and this guy. So slanted line and this guy. I'm going to drag it out. Now I want to show you something. You can dimension this big dimension over here, or this dimension over here. But really all we're concentrating on is this small little dimension that's related to the inside of the pen. So we're going to change the dimension of that nose from minus 5.5 to 15. And the final thing we're going to do, lads, the final thing we're going to do is create this dimension here from this guy and this guy and this guy here. Oh, this black one to be 30. So once that's at 30, lads, we're nearly finished our drawing. There's one final thing that looks a bit weird that I don't have a dimension in here, is my nose. So I'm going to scroll into my nose using my jog wheel on my mouse, click that, and I'm going to make him 10. Okay, because he just looks a wee bit weird. I'm actually going to make him less than 10. I'm going to press backspace there. I'm going to go into my dimension here, delete it. Guys, don't worry about this. If yours looks like that, give it a tick, okay? So I'm going to give that a tick. This is the final thing I want to show you guys, okay? So once you're happy with the shape of your airplane, you can then go into your sketch plane, and this will highlight anything that you've drawn. So if I right click this, I can do a few things. I can rename it, I can call it airplane grand airplane. I can also edit it. So if I ever want to get back in there and maybe change something up, I can edit. So I do want to change something up. I want to show you this mirror function. So I'm going to give you a good view of this airplane. I'm going to highlight up here to mirror some of these parts. Tell it that I want to mirror along this axis. And this is really simple, as you just click outside the shape, drag a big box all around the shape, and that will tell it all the different things that you want to mirror. The last thing I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to highlight my trim. I'm going to trim this middle line and give that a tick, okay? And after that's done, lads, you can then go extrude your shape. So I'm going to extrude it. I'm going to show you the dimensions I want you to extrude it. So I want you to extrude it 15, symmetrical, and just tell it that you want to extrude it. A lot of lads like to change to isometric before you press tick, which I'm going to do. And the final thing you need to do, lads, is we're going to go fillet. We're going to set our fillet up to 5. We're going to then go around all the edges and fillet our shape so that it might be safe for child's use. There's no sharp edges, different stuff like that. Now lads, I had made this video about 12 minutes ago, so I apologise if I was a bit rushed or didn't explain it as well as I might have. I recorded it without audio, so I should have audio on this, and that's me done. So what you need to do, lads, is do the bottom as well. So do the bottom. You might have to use your keyboard to kind of do all of the angles at the bottom, but I'm not going to bore you. Once you're done all of them at the bottom and all of them at the top, give that a tick, and there's your airplane, okay?